From Reuters, hundreds of anti-government demonstrators clashed with supporters of Yemen's president early this week, with both sides hurling rocks as protests escalated in the impoverished Arabian Peninsula state. Witnesses said police had fired shots into the air but were unable to control the crowds in the industrial town of Taiz, while in Sana'a, protesters inspired by an uprising in Egypt vowed to march to police intelligence headquarters. Anti-government protesters shouted at Sana'a University, "Hey Ali, get out, and there is no solution except to leave," referring to President Ali Abdullah Saleh, the United States ally. "We want practical steps taken by Ali Abdullah Saleh to reform the country, and the practical steps are tendering his resignation and developing dialogue through channels to reach the whole world." Police stood between around 500 anti-government protesters and a rival group of around 100 supporters of Saleh at Sana'a University, a frequent launch pad for demonstrations to prevent skirmishes. The fall of the Egyptian president Hosni Mubarak has emboldened protesters in Yemen and raised questions about the country's stability and other Western allied governments in the region. Saleh has been in power for 3 decades and has tried to defuse the unrest by promising not to run for re-election in 2013. Witnesses in Sana'a said several protesters were injured and detained. They said plainclothes police officers holding daggers and sticks joined security forces in driving the protesters back. Buses ferried ruling party members, equipped with tents, food, and water, to the city's main square to help prevent attempts by protesters to gather there. Witnesses said that local officials provided khat, leaves Yemenis chew as a stimulant, to plainclothes police and government supporters who spent the night in the square. Police also set barbed wire around the square to prevent protesters from taking it over. The anti-government protests started as thousands of Yemenis took to the streets to celebrate the resignation of Mubarak and demand the overthrow of their own president. The U.S. finds itself in a delicate position in Yemen, where it is seeking a balance between democratic reforms and stability in a country that has become a focal client state in the so-called war on terror.